Check, check. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smruti Alayam Karunalayam Namami Tattu Samanvayat Avishayatve Brahmanaha Shastrayonitvanupapattiriti Chetana Avidya kalpita bheda nivurti paratvachastrasya nahi shastram idantaya vishayabhutam brahma pratipipadayishati kintarhi prityagatmatvena avishayataya pratipadayat avidya kalpitam vedya veditru vedanadibhedam apanayati. We have come up to that. The word pratyaka I have to explain. Pratyagatma, the word is there, the innermost self. So, that pratyaka I will explain. Presently you take it as the innermost self. So, we have come up to that point. Next. Tatha cha shastram yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasaha Avijñātam vijānatam vijñātam avijānatam. This is the most mystical statement. I told you, Kenopanishad is the origin of the mystical statements, the paradoxical statements that you come across among the mystics of the world. I think the Zen masters have said many such paradoxical statements to the extent that they got a name also. They are called Kovan. Is that how they are called? Kovan. K-O-A-N. Kovan means a very paradoxical statement. You look at this Vakya. It is from Kenopanishad. You see, when British were ruling India, initially, in the 18th century or so, Calcutta was the capital. And the British Viceroy, one of the Viceroys, was an Indologist. He was interested in Indian literature and culture and all that. So those were the days when Dara Shuko, the elder brother of Aurangzeb, translated Upanishads into Arabic. And so the Viceroy was studying Kenopanishad. He wanted to know this verse in particular. And so he made inquiries and he found a Sanskrit scholar in Calcutta. And the Viceroy approached him and asked him to translate it into English. Okay. This scholar he translated as, so to whom the Brahman is known, to him it is not known. And who does not know the Brahma, he knows the Brahma. That is the first line. Okay. Then the second line, so to the knowers of the Brahman, Brahman is not known, but to those who do not know Brahman, Brahman is indeed known. That is the second line. Same thing. Then Viceroy was a bit taken aback and asked, please explain. That scholar said, that is what the meaning of it. Now I too don't know explanation and all that. That is where it went. So you can see how paradoxical the statement is. And to the one, tasya, yasya, amatam, the Brahman is not known. Tasya amatam. So I have the Shankara Bhashya with me. So those who know Brahman, or the one who knows Brahman, he knows it as that which is not known by any of this knowledge machinery. Avijñātam, vijānatam. Vijānatam, to those who know the Brahman, avijñātam. Brahman is that which cannot be known through knowledge machinery. That is the meaning. Now it makes sense, right? And then avijānatam vijñātam. Those who do not know Brahman, avijānatam, to them, they make a claim that they have known it. That's why anybody, I was saying, there are no marks of a jnani. There are marks only for a jnani. For a jnani, there are no marks. And anybody who proclaims, or who claims even, that he knows Brahman, certainly doesn't know Brahman. And so the same thing. So here Shankara said, how come the same thing, only the verb is changed? Manu avabodhane is the verb that is used in the first line, and jñā avabodhane is the verb that is used in the second line. Same verb. So same statement. Only the verb is used, changed, and the same statement is made. So Shankara said, whatever is said in the first line is indeed reasserted in the second line. That is what he says. So it is just the same line. So the distinction, Shankara says, the distinction between the one who knows the Brahman and the one who doesn't know the Brahman. Vidvada vidushoho pakshau avadharayati. Yathoktau pakshau. So there are two kinds of people. One who knows Brahman, vidvat, and one who doesn't know Brahman, avidvat. And one who knows Brahman, tasya matam, what? Yasya amatam. One who knows Brahman understands that Brahman is not known through this knowledge machinery. That is what it is. Tasya matam, yasya amatam, to whom it is not to be known through this machinery of knowledge, tasya matam. Now he knows what the Brahman is. And yasya matam, so Shankara says, indriya mano buddhishveva atmadarshinam ityarthaha. Means there are indriyas, and eyes see, ears hear. But he identifies with them. He identifies. Instead of saying the eyes see, he says I see and I hear. This is the indriya atma buddhi. He identifies with the indriya atma buddhi. Therefore he sees, he says, I see the part, therefore I know the part. Therefore, unless you are identified with the indriyas, you cannot use, in a way, you identify with the prachaksha pramana. In identifying with the indriyas, you become the pramata who operates the prachaksha pramana. Got it? No? So, because when you nod the head, it can go either way. That too with a mask. Good, okay. Therefore, you are using the perception. Okay? Who is using perception? I am using the perception. Means when you say that, when you identify with the eyes, ears, etc., then you say, I am the perceiver, using the means of perception to perceive the ghata. And now you replace ghata with Brahma. And so, I have seen Brahman. Like I have seen UFO. There is no UFO. But they see UFOs. They see evil spirits. Those who want to see evil spirits, they will certainly see evil spirits. If you go to Amazon, you can purchase the special cameras and a special audio equipment to record the shapes of evil spirits and also the sounds of evil spirits. Really, it is available. Some $35-40 it will cost, and you get it and install it in a dilapidated building in some corner where it is known that evil spirits are moving around. It is already known. Therefore, there you go. In one corner you record this audio equipment, and in another corner you record the video equipment, special video. Because evil spirits do not have very concrete shape, they have very hazy shape. Therefore, that video can capture hazy shapes also, not necessarily the concrete shapes. And such a special photographic equipment, videograph, you have to install. And all that is available for sale. And once you install in the evening and go home and sleep, next day morning you bring those machines and then go through the entire video, 24-hour or 12-hour video. Suddenly you will see the evil, here is the outline, this is the evil spirit. And then sounds, it is all silence, 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 or some low noise in the background, like that some noise will be there. And suddenly there is a sound that coincides with the shape. And so this is the sound made by the evil spirit, and this is the shape of the evil spirit. And you can pick up that small part of the video, combine with the sound and make a nice video and put it on YouTube. This is how evil spirits look like, and they make sounds also this way. Now what is all that? It is all your imagination. There are no evil spirits. Unless you say we are all the evil spirits. That is the only evil spirits that are there in this creation. Therefore these people, they identify with Indriya, Manaha, Buddhi. So he identifies with the Buddhi, Nayayikas. They identify with the Buddhi, and therefore for them Buddhi is the pramana, the means of knowing, and they are experts in it. They say, pramana kushala vayam. They say like that. We are experts, kushala is expert, in the operation of pramanas. Lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhihi. That is their statement, their proclamation. So we know the vastu with the pramana, and then we define the vastu with the lakshana. That is how we establish the vastu thing. Lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi. This idea of identifying with indriya mano buddhi and becoming a pramata, the one who knows. Knowing is measuring. That's why the word ma is used. Mang mane, that is the dhatu. So, the one who knows, I am the knower, means I am the one who measures. And I am expert in measuring. Like tailor knows how to measure, so I measure. And so, now Brahman. I have the pramana to know Brahman. What is the pramana you have? We have. Everybody has this pramana. Pratyaksha and Anumana, everybody has it. What is your speciality? What is the Nayayika's speciality as what is the Guru's speciality? Pratyaksha and Anumana every human being has. Sometimes even the animals have Pratyaksha and Anumana. Shankara talks of it in Adhyasa Bhashyam. Animals have Pratyaksham and also Anumana. So what is the specialty of human being? No. We have Shabda. What is Shabda? Scripture. Now, the scripture you call it pramana. Huh? So that means what you believe, that's why what happened is this news went to Middle East. This pramana news went to Middle East. And now Bible became apaurusheya. It is a pramana now. And it is a revealed word. Like Veda is revealed, when your Veda is revealed, our Bible is also revealed. And Quran is also revealed. Now which is the pramana now? Therefore, the Shabda is the pramana. Means you are a believer. And you have given the name belief, to the name pramana, to a very nice sounding name, to the belief. So this is how people, they identify with Indriya, Manaha, Buddhi, and they take themselves as the Pramata and convert the Brahman into Prameya. Means something that is unknown through the machinery of knowledge. Such people do not know the Brahman. That is the statement coming from Upanishad. So, yasya amatam tasya matam. That is one. Just I am explaining to you the words. To whom the Brahman is not known, means cannot be known through the machinery of knowledge. That is explanation. Yasya amatam tasya matam. Indeed, it is known to him. So he knows Brahman. So the one who says the Brahman is unknown and unknowable, he alone knows the Brahman. And those who claims yasya matam, who claim that Brahman is known to me, yasya matam saha na veda, he doesn't know. The same thing is ascertained by changing the verb, by putting it in a nicer looking statement. Avijñātam vijānatam. Vijānatam, we know Brahman, we have the pramana with us. And so Brahman is something which is very well known to us. So to them, avijñātam. Brahman is not known. Then to whom it is known? Vijñātam avijānatam. Avijānatam. Those who declare with all humility so that Brahman is not something to be known through Indriya, Manaha, Buddhi, etc., or even the external pramana, vacha. Vakandam is a pramana. You cannot know through Shabda also. Shabda pramana also doesn't work there. It is aprameya. So those who say like that, so avijanatam, yes, with any pramana, you cannot measure the immeasurable. Aprameya means the immeasurable. Students should know. Aprameya means the immeasurable. Ma is measure. So the immeasurable. Suppose you describe the immeasurable. It is not the immeasurable anymore. Therefore, those people alone know. This is the statement. A paradoxical statement. A kovan. More than a kovan. Very powerful statement. And so a very similar thing is being said in the other Upanishad also. Na drishter drashtaram pashyeh. You see, drishti is eyesight. Eyes are two, but eyesight is one. Drishti. Okay? And what is the function of this drishti, eyesight? Sees things which are ahead of the eyes. That is the drishtihi pashyati ghatam. The eyesight recognizes the part. Drishtihi pashyati ghatam. But then there is a drishti behind this drishti. You see, you are when you are seeing something, you are not only seeing something, but you know that you are seeing something. You got it? This can be more easily appreciated by taking the example of a dark room. You enter into a dark room. There you do not see anything. I do not see anything. But I know that I do not see anything. Okay? Therefore, you apply that to the, when the put light is on, now you apply this to that. Now I see things. Also, I know that I am seeing things. You can now connect it. Therefore, Shankara described this very well in the context of that Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Therefore, here is a drishti which is on and also off. The eyesight. It's a drishti, eyesight. It is on when things are seen, and it is off when nothing is seen. But there is a drishti behind. Drishtehe drashta. The seer of the seeing. The seer of the seeing, he never goes off or any such thing. Always on. The seer of the seeing is always on. When the electric switch is put off, this seeing is gone. But the seer of the seeing never goes. That's why you know, seeing is knowing. You know that you do not see. Okay? Therefore, you see, instead of saying, now I know that I do not see, that way you say. Therefore, it becomes a little critical, a little tricky to understand it. Suppose I put it this way. Now I know that there is no seeing. Now it is better. Now the switch is put on. Now I know that there is seeing. Good? Now there is seeing, there is no seeing. That drishti is on, off, called anitya drishti. Whereas the drishti of drishti, or the one who sees the drishti, drishtehe drashta, the inner light, which is to which this eyesight is also drishya, the seen, the inner light. That is nitya drishti. That is never off. It is always on. It is something like on the earth it is day and it is night. But in the sun there is no day and there is no night. They tell us a story. Narada went to sun and said, "O Surya Bhagavan, you are so great. You destroy the darkness. Timiranashanaha." That is the name to the sun. Timiranashanaha. You destroy the darkness. Then the sun said, "Do I destroy the darkness?" "Yes." "What is darkness?" "I don't seem to be destroying anything. And if I am destroying the darkness, I must be knowing that about it." "I don't know. Are you sure that I am destroying darkness?" "Yes." "Then let me know what is darkness. Please tell me." "I cannot tell it. I can only show it to you." "Okay, please show me." That was dark in Japan at that time. Therefore he took sun to the Japan. But there is no darkness in Japan. Then he said, "Now it has gone to California." "Okay, let us quickly go to California and see the darkness." So they came to California. There is no darkness in California. Then Narada did a namaskara. "I cannot show darkness to you." Okay. Therefore Shankara said, "Anitya drishtihi, nitya drishtihi." Now with anitya drishti, the drishya you can see. The drishtihi, anitya drishtihi, becomes drishya to the nitya drishti. Up to that you followed? Now I ask you a question. With what will you see that nitya drishti? Answer. Did you understand the question? And you answer me? No. No way of seeing that nitya drishti. Drishtehe drashtaram na pashyehe. Brahma is that nitya drishti. Another name for that nitya drishti is Brahma. It is also called Atma and it is also called Brahma. It is the being, hence call it Brahma. It is not only the being, it is the doing, it is the shining, and therefore call it Atma. Okay? And there is no distance between being and knowing. What is Sat is Chit and vice versa. Na drishtehe drashtaram pashyehe. Very similar, one more statement. Na vijñāter vijñātāram vijānīyāha. Iti chaiva madi. You see, you have this experience. Today morning, my mind is very fresh, and when I read some book, I can easily grasp it. That experience you have. Sometime else, oh, yesterday night I did not have proper sleep and all that. Therefore, this morning my mind is not fresh, and I will not be able to read the book. I cannot concentrate, I cannot read. This experience also you have. Therefore, very similar, like drishti, very similar. Therefore, there is vijñātihi. There is vijñātihi. Means the knowledge machinery. That is the mind. The mind, it pulsates and produces knowledge. That is how you get knowledge. So like I will tell you, demonstrate to you. So pot, mic, clock, stand, carpet. That is how the mind is pulsating and producing knowledge. Okay? That is vijñātihi. That is mind. Now, am I aware that the mind is knowing things or not? I am aware. That's why I demonstrated to you. I am aware. So, as the mind is cognizing, as the mind is moving, they call it spandanam. Means it is throbbing. The mind is throbbing. Or if you don't like the word throbbing, you say pulsating. The mind is pulsating, means thought after thought after thought. So, every thought has an object. So, what is the object of thought now? The pot, the book, the mic, the stand, the carpet. You see, the object is changing, means thought is changing, frequently changing, quickly changing. That is called pulsating. The mind is pulsating. Okay? Mind is pulsating. I am not pulsating. I am what I am. And I am aware of the mind as it is pulsating and cognizing multiple things. So the mind that pulsates and cognizes multiple things is called vijñātihi. Okay? Vijñātihi. And who am I then? I am the vijñāta of the vijñāti, the knower of the knowledge machinery. That is what I am. I use that word knowledge machinery because that is what the mind is. Because what happens is, how the knowledge is taking place. So first the mind relies upon the eyes to get the sensations, and then it relies upon the brain cells to integrate the sensation. Millions of sensations will be there in the form of alternating current, and they are integrated by the brain, a particular center of eyesight. Okay? And integrated. And the result of integration, like a spike. When you integrate, you get a spike. So the result of that integration is compared and contrasted with the memory, which is the software. And then comes out an idea that it is a part. There must be part in software, then only it will show part. Like the monitor. The monitor shows a photograph. When the photograph is already there inside the software, that appears on the monitor. Suppose the photo is not there inside the software, it will not appear on the monitor. Therefore, the mind is a machinery. What is the machinery there? The light thrown by the object on the eyes, then the retina pulses, and they are traveling towards the center of towards a particular center of the brain through the nerves, let us say, through some canals, okay? And there all these multiple pulses are integrated. There is a technical name for it. It is called Fourier transformation. Fourier is the scientist, name of the scientist. So, multiple pulsations are integrated. They are all separate, piece. For a second, you will have 10,000 pulsations like that. And they are all integrated. Integration, the opposite of differentiation, integration. And you get a single spike. That is what you are getting in all these diagnostics. That is being done here. And then compared with the software, and an idea of the pot is thrown up. Now, is it machinery or not? That is the knowledge machinery. That is there. And I am the one who is aware of that knowledge machinery. That is the Atma. Now you tell me, with what will you know that Atma? The answer is that Atma cannot be known with anything. Whatever machinery is available to you, so it cannot be known. This is done many a time, and just I am doing it one more time because I have to do it. So this is the tongs that I am operating. And with it, I hold the book, I hold the paper, I hold the lid, I hold this, I hold that. If you are near, I will hold your nose also. Okay? Now the point is, with this, with which I am holding all kinds of things, can I hold my fingers with this? Can I hold my fingers which are operating the instrument? No. How can I hold my fingers? These fingers, 5 of them. How can I hold my fingers? I cannot. Take the example like that. Okay? Similarly, vijñātehe vijñātāram. The inner light by which the vijñātihi, the knowledge machinery, is illuminated. How are you going to know that knowledge machinery? No way. Therefore, it is the unknown. That unknown, which is the Brahma, yasya amatam. It is the unknown. So it is not created by the mind. The pot knowledge is created by the mind. Not only pot knowledge is created, in doing so, even the pot is created. Pot itself is a projection. What is clay, not pot. Someone advised me, have some drink a little water in the middle. Someone who watched the guy carefully, and he advised, that is a good advice. So, therefore, you cannot, so the unknown, the mind cannot create the unknown. Suppose mind creates a God, that can only be conceptual God, mind-made God, or thought-created God. That cannot be the real God. That's why you have so many gods in the world. Because suppose if the God is not a thought-created God, then it must be one God. But why you have so many gods? Because the thought differs from place to place to place. In India, if you take, there is a train called Vivek Express. It starts in Kanyakumari, goes up to Jammu Tawi. Or no, not Jammu, Teen Sukhiya of Assam. It goes 3 days it takes. And as the train goes, as it is going and going and going, if you make note, you will pass through 120 gods and goddesses. Really. Therefore, as it is in going through Kerala, it is Bhagavati Ammal, then Ayyappa. Then as it comes into Andhra Pradesh, it is Balaji, like that. Then it is going to Orissa side, it is Krishna. And then it goes into Bengal side, it is Kali. Then it goes into Assam, it is Kamakhya. Like that it will be going on. So many gods and goddesses you can cover through one train. So all these gods and goddesses, similarly in the world also, everywhere elsewhere also, you have gods and goddesses, very similar. In Bolivia, there is a death road, 55 kilometers road. on the mountain pass. So it's called death road because it is a very narrow road. On one side is a steep mountain peak. On the other side is a steep valley. It goes down into the valley, a slope. A small mistake you do, the vehicle goes down. And all the people will die. Like that many times it happened. Therefore they call it Death Road, Bolivia. You look at my knowledge. This is called knowledge. Did I? Bolivia. Now do I know Bolivia? No, I don't know Bolivia. I don't know Death Road about also, but this is the knowledge. That is the knowledge machinery. All hearsay. What you call knowledge is, here you know all about Lord Vishnu, right? All knowledge of Vishnu you have. What is that knowledge? Hearsay. Okay? So people don't understand the word knowledge properly. It is mostly hearsay. Okay? Anyway, so the death road. At the beginning of the death road, as you enter the death road, on the roadside there is a small space where there is a god. The god wears pant and shirt with a tuck-up, with a belt. And he wears a kind of a big hat also, Bolivian hat. And every driver, because they don't want to die on that road, just before entering the road, every driver stops there, goes round the god, a small shrine. There standing god. Then that god drinks alcohol, so this guy pulls out the bottle and offers a little alcohol to that god. And that god smokes also, so he takes out a cigarette, lights it and puts in the mouth of the god. Mouth is open to take in a cigarette and puts in and then do namaskar, then goes by the track. That is the god. I like that god. Really. Therefore, thought created God. So that is called concept. This I took my time. I know time is less, but I took my time to explain what is conceptual God. And that is the God created by the thought, formulated by the mind. That is the God. But the Atma, which is Brahma, it is not one such God. It is the unknown and unknowable. Therefore, it cannot be formulated by thought. That which is unknown can be thought about. You cannot think about it because it is the unknown. So amatam, that which cannot be thought about. Amatam is a taprachaya, karmani prayoga it is, passive voice. That which cannot be thought about, that is the Brahma. Suppose somebody claims, I can think about it. What the big deal? So, I can think about the unknown. Then the moment you think about the unknown, it becomes the known. Okay? So, surely you cannot think about the unknown because whatever you think about is the known. So, you see the contradiction there? That's why to know God is to deny God. You can think only about the known because thought moves from the known to the known. And what is known is not reality. It is not real. What is known is a projection of the mind. It is not real. So, in Adhyasa Bhashya you have read all this. Sarve pramana prameya vyavaharaha. So, na sangachyante, something like that. He dismisses all pramana prameya vyavahara, including moksha shastra vyavahara. Therefore, you cannot think about the unknown, and you can only think about the known. And what is known is not reality. So, why? Because what is known is in time. It is machinery, you know. What is known is in time. It is caught in the net of time and therefore not real. Whatever is time-bound is not real. So when the mind, then what the mind can do, it cannot think about the unknown. then why you want some help from the mind? Yeah, we need some help from the mind. And the help is the mind should remain still, not compelled. Because when you compel the mind to become still, that is the Hatha Yoga method, there is the stress introduced into the system. Now the mind is filled with stress because it has to remain still. And so struggle, there is a struggle in it. When there is a struggle generating stress, you cannot know the truth. That mind, which is not thinking all right, but it is struggling not to think, and therefore it is stressed out, that mind becomes a veil. Therefore, you should not induce the stillness. It must happen spontaneously, naturally it must happen. Then what happens? The mind stops veiling the real, and the real, the indescribable, the immeasurable, comes into its own. That is the way you can talk about it. Therefore, you cannot invite it. You cannot invite it. Oh, now I have the means, come. You cannot invite it. So, suppose you invite it. To invite it, you must know it. Right? And what is known is not the real. How are you going to invite? Therefore, when there is stillness, which means when there is no desire. You know what? The mind is stirred by the desire. Desire stirs the mind. Like the ocean is moved into big waves and all that by a tempest. Similarly, the desire stirs the mind. But when there is no desire, when there is stillness, means when there is no longing at all, when the mind is absolutely quiet, with a stillness that is not induced. Because while inducing the stillness, there is a desire in it. You want to induce the stillness. Even that desire could be detrimental. Therefore, when the mind is still like that, it is absolutely free from desire. You see, we all the time we come back to desire. Kamaha, Kamayeshaha, Sri Krishna. That is the villain, please make note. So, then when there is no desire, when there is a perfect, nice, natural, spontaneous stillness, then the reality comes. Okay? In that stillness, the unknown, the unknowable comes into being. So, when that happens, there is a blessing. You can call it bliss or whatever. Okay? Therefore, na vijñātehe vijñātāram vijanīyāha iti chaiva mādi. So, like that, many very paradoxical statements are there. So, what is the conclusion? Ataha avidyakalpita samsāritva nivartanena nityamuktātmasvarupa samarpanāt na mokshasya anityatva doshaha. Samarpanāt means presenting. Samarpanam is presenting. The Shastra is presenting before you. So the Atma, which is essentially Nitya Mukta, ever liberated. Atma is ever liberated. I'll give you an example. There was a wife and husband. The husband was involved in some criminal activity, some drug peddling or whatever, and he was arrested and put in the jail for 6 months. Wife was at home, she was innocent, and she was waiting for him, managing the house. And so after 6 months, he was released, and he took a vow not to commit any more crimes. I made a mistake. And so he became a good man and came out. And so she received him with open arms, and so they are living again together, happily, whatever. Then every morning, both of them wake up. And he wakes up and looks around. Oh, I am not in the jail. I am free. That is how he wakes up. Okay? And she wakes up. So she also thinks, oh, I am not in the jail, I am free. So does she think like that? Why doesn't she think like that? Because her freedom is absolute, not relative. Relative to what was earlier. Whereas for this guy, his freedom is a newly acquired, relative, the opposite of what he had a little earlier. But after a few months, he too became like her. That is the Atma. Therefore, Atma, oh, I am liberated, I am liberated, it is not like that. Liberation is its Swarupa. Therefore, liberation, that freedom, is natural to you. The bondage that you are experiencing is an abnormality, not liberation. But unfortunately, people are accustomed to the pleasure-pain cycle, the samsaris. The samsaris, they become habituated to pleasure-pain cycle. So, they go through pain and they suffer. But then this pain comes to an end. It takes some time and it ends and the pleasure begins. So now they just shake their head, okay, now pain is over and let us hope it won't come again, let us enjoy. So they go into pleasure. And they do some puja also, because God should not bring this pain back. Some puja, whatever puja. If you believe planets bring pain back, then worship the planet. If you believe some Deyyam brings pain back, worship Deyyam. If you believe some Kakavika brings pain back, worship Kakavika. Means any blessed thing which is likely to bring pain back, you worship. So that you are always afraid of pain, that's why. And then you go into the pleasure. And then forget about all the pain that is gone through. And also don't even think of all the pain that is waiting. Just be in the excitement of the pleasure, party going on, jump and dance, eat and drink, and hope that everything is fine. This is the samsari. And the pain is waiting at the corner. And this is how they manage this is how they live their life. They don't even know that there is an alternative. They don't even know that there is the possibility of freedom. That is what samsari is. Very unfortunate. Therefore, this is taken as normal. This pleasure-pain cycle becomes a kind of normal. Drink in the night, get hangover next day morning and struggle up to 11, 12 o'clock, and the rest of the day somehow manage. Again drink in the night and get next day morning hangover. This becomes very normal to the guy. The most abnormal becomes normal. That is how the inmates of the jail or penitentiary are. For them, getting up, and then they find themselves fixed inside a cell, and then the bell rings, and the cell doors open, and he comes out, has some breakfast, and do this, do that. It again goes into the cell door closes. That is the normal. Samsaris are like that. Therefore, they get habituated to this pleasure-pain cycle. And when they get liberated, some freedom they get, that freedom looks something special. Very sad. The truth is, freedom is your swarupa. You are ever liberated. Nitya mukta atma swarupa. That is what is presented by the Shastra before you. Nitya mukta atma swarupa samarpanat. How does the Shastra do that? How the Shastra is doing it? By telling you, by removing this notion of bondage, the samsaritvam. Samsaritvam is sukhitva dukkhitva, alternately pleasure, pain, cycle, that is the samsara. And so that samsaritvam, you are caught in the pleasure, pain cycle, that idea that I am caught in this pleasure, pain cycle, I cannot escape from it, and only I have to escape from pain into pleasure. And what is the method? Make more money. You can escape from pain into pleasure. Get more pleasures, gadgets of pleasure. You can move out of pain into pleasure. Do some worships. This is the religion. Religion doesn't play a good role. An uplifting role it doesn't play. It just validates the pleasure-pain cycle and keeps the person in ignorance. Very unfortunate. Religion should uplift, That's why that kind of a religion, it is called popular religion or the religion of the masses. Then is there another religion? Yeah. It is called a true religion. It will uplift you from that cycle of pleasure and pain. That is the true. Vedanta is called the true religion. So what is the job of this Vedanta, which is a pramana? It eliminates, it has a very negative role it plays, very negative role. Because a negative understanding is the highest understanding. By now it must be clear. So this samsaritva means the pleasure-pain cycle is not real. It is created by ignorance. Avidya kalpita samsaritva. Now it is eliminated. That is the role of Shastra. Now from this, the Shastra doesn't play any positive role. It only eliminates, it doesn't impart new knowledge. It only cleans up the ignorance. Therefore, negative understanding. So Shankara says in Gita, Shastram ajñātārtha jñāpakatvena na pramanam. Something which is unknown to you and something which is not known to you earlier, and Shastra helps you to know that. That way Shastra is pramanam? No. Then how Shastra is pramanam? Avidyadhyaropita atadharmāropa nivartana matrena Shastram pramanam. I put it in my words. You check that expression. So Shastra is pramana only this way, that it eliminates all the false notions about Brahman, which is the Atma. That is the job of the Shastra. From this, can I make this statement? All knowledge is a form of nescience. I can make that statement, right? Because Shastra is not imparting any new knowledge. So what all knowledge you have, that all has to be wiped out, because it is all nescience. So that is the job of the Shastra. Okay? You see, the most accurate map is only a paper. Don't forget that. Therefore, all knowledge that is imprinted in your brain cells is nescience, because all knowledge is memory. Knowledge is only recognition, while reality, the real, is beyond the duality of knower and known. Vijñātāramare katham vijānīyāha. So, the duality of knower and known doesn't include reality in it. The knowledge machinery doesn't include reality in it. Reality is beyond the knower-known duality. Okay, you have to understand that. Therefore, if you assume, generally people assume unconsciously. Unconsciously means they don't watch closely. They just superficially they come to an assumption. So when you assume unconsciously that reality is approached through knowledge, that is how we approach. So I have to know Brahman. I have the machinery of knowledge with me. Or I will acquire the machinery of knowledge from elsewhere. And using that machinery of knowledge, I approach the reality so that I will come to know the real. This is a trap. It doesn't work like that. So, therefore, because in doing so, you are bringing in the knower of the reality which is beyond the reality. No, it doesn't work. So, ignorance is in the mind, knowledge is in the mind. Both of them are absent in the real. Okay? That's why today morning I was saying, being and knowing, there is no difference. But you should understand that being is not being this or that. And that knowing is not knowing this or that. Not a particular knowing. Then there is no distance between them. Therefore, before I tell you, you should know the knower known is there. You have to know the knower. Before you know anything else, you must know the knower. And you must know the knower direct. Not through mind, not through inference, not through perception, not through some shabda, this and that. The knower, the mind taking the shape of the knower, that you have to watch and know direct. Sakshi bhasya it is. So that way you should know. You see, I suggest, so far you are taking the mind to be the knower. The mind knows. When you say I am the knower, you identify with the mind and say I am the knower. That is what the Bhashyakara also makes it very clear. You identify with the buddhi. For example, I know grammar. What is it? Vyakaranam. I know Vyakaranam. What does it mean? The intellect has the knowledge of Vyakaranam and you are one with the intellect. Then you say, I know grammar. Therefore, you take the mind for the knower. That is wrong. It is just not so. Mind is not the knower. The mind, it acquires images and ideas and clogs you up. This I said, I suppose. And what you call knowledge is remembrance. This also I said. You remember something and call it knowledge. I remember a Panini Sutra and immediately declare, this is my knowledge. That is not knowledge. You remember Rudram. That is not knowledge, that is remembrance. Therefore, true knowledge, as I was saying in the meditation, is ever fresh. It is not something to be remembered. It is ever fresh, ever new. Okay? And it wells up from within. That is the true knowledge. So, you see, the knower, which is the mind, comes and goes with the known. I am the knower of the pot. I close the eyes. There is no known, therefore there is no knower. That is the fate of the knower. It comes and goes with the known. And hence, the knower, which is the mind, is transient. Okay? But that which knows without knowing, can you understand that? That which knows without knowing, something like that which is without being this or that. That which knows without knowing anything in particular. And that which is free of memory. Memory has to go away. Memory will clog up the understanding. So when there is no memory, and also, okay, now Brahma will come, that kind of anticipation is also not there. Because that again messes up. Anticipation brings time into it. That reality which shines in you under those circumstances, that was the topic of our meditation today. That reality is timeless. And it is Brahman. And it is Atman. And Shastra is presenting that to you. By doing so, mokshasya anichyatva doshaha nasti. That freedom that you experience, the freedom which is love, is not transient. It is timeless. Transient doesn't mean it will be continuing. 2024 also it will continue. 25 also it will continue. Hopefully I will be living in up to 30. That is not the point. It is now, fresh, ever in the present, and it is timeless. Therefore, anityatva doshaha na. For the moksha, this blemish that the moksha is time bound is not there. Because moksha is not some positive knowledge given by the Shastra. Are you following it? Because Shastra is not taking out the earlier knowledge and putting some new knowledge. Suppose Shastra does that, then that new knowledge is time bound, it came in time and therefore it will go in time. Then moksha becomes anitya. But Shastra is not taking out the earlier knowledge and putting in new knowledge. Shastra is taking out the earlier knowledge, which is not knowledge, which is nescience. And then what will happen to Shastra? This topic also was discussed. Then what will happen to the Shastra? It also merges in the Atma. Now there is no Shastra left. Only Atma is there. And it is Nitya Muktaha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. We meet at 11:30. You take your time and have a cup of tea. We discuss moksha. Om.